he would be stopped by a man who would reveal himself from nearby bushes. Seeing that the man was armed, Malcolm would do his best to remain as calm as possible so as not to spook the man. A few seconds later, 2 other men would emerge from hiding and proceed to conduct a complete shakedown. Malcolm would end up losing his sunglasses, car keys, cell phone, and bike. Though, while at one point the men would look directly at his GoPro, fortunately they didn't know what it was, and therefore didn't end up stealing it. The footage caught by the GoPro would later be used as evidence, ultimately resulting in the arrest of the 3 men. This horrifying footage was captured by skydivers in Lake Superior, Wisconsin. The many different GoPro cameras would show the exact moment 2 planes carrying a combined total of 9 skydivers collided mid-air. The planes had been flying close to allow the divers to jump in formation, though the unexpected collision resulted in one of the plane's wings being disconnected completely. This would cause the plane to burst into flames, forcing the pilot, along with all the skydivers, to jump out immediately. Miraculously, no one would be seriously injured during the incident. Everyone on board had been wearing parachutes and were able to make it to the ground safely. While one of the planes would be destroyed, the pilot of the second was able to land safely on a nearby runway. This footage features mountain biker Brad Paris riding a trail with his cousin in Jasper National Park located in Canada. The footage comes from a GoPro camera, which Brad would strap to his helmet to record his trip. As Brad continued to make his way down the trail, he would eventually stop to wait for his cousin, who he had pulled ahead of just earlier. Though, right as he stopped, Brad would hear growling and huffing just next to him. And that's when he would notice a bear charging down the hill in his direction. Instantly filled with adrenaline from what he saw, Brad would start pedaling off trail in a desperate attempt to get away. Though, not long after, he would lose control completely, causing him to fall off his bike. But instead of chasing Brad, the bear would shift its attention towards Brad's cousin. Though, after a while the bear would back off, and the 2 bikers would meet back up. The bear in the video can be seen with the cub on multiple occasions, so the cause of the extreme aggression was most likely just the bear taking the bikers as a threat. Other than minor injuries from falling off their bikes, the 2 bikers would ultimately make it out of the situation unscathed. Uploaded to the YouTube channel Street Zips, this GoPro footage features the first-person view of a drainage tunnel exploration. The explorer himself is traversing the tunnel simply for the fun of it, though is doing so completely alone. Only a few minutes after the explorer enters the tunnel, the whole vibe takes a sudden turn, as a sort of metallic sound can be heard in the distance. Wanting to continue his exploration, the explorer ignores the noise and continues forward. Eventually he would reach a ladder that led back up to the surface, but as he was on the ladder, he would find an abandoned backpack. Shortly after the discovery, the explorer would decide to head back, but on his way back, he would again hear the metallic sound from earlier. And this would cause panic to ensue, as the explorer would make a full-on sprint for the tunnel exit. It's highly possible the sounds heard are simply cars from above driving over metal manhole covers. Though, at the same time, the noises sound extremely close. Plus, some of the noises drag out for way longer than the sound of a car driving over a metal manhole cover would. Therefore, it's still not completely known what the sounds were. This GoPro footage was taken off the coast of South Africa, and it features a group of divers spearfishing for different fish. The dive had only just started, and the diver with the GoPro had only just made it to the ocean floor, when, out of the murky water, a great white shark would appear directly in front of the diver. Obviously startled, the diver would desperately use the end of his spear gun to fend off the shark. And after a few seconds, the diver would swim back up to the surface.
White! Pass auf für die White!
The diver would then be picked up by a boat, and shortly after followed by the other divers in the group. One of the most disturbing parts of this video is the second time the shark approaches the diver. Clearly threatened by the spear gun, the shark drops its pectoral fins, which is a sign of extremely aggressive behavior, making the encounter all the more disturbing. In March of 2017, a YouTube channel called Takashima would upload this video to YouTube. The video features the uploader following a set of train tracks wearing a GoPro, though it's soon discovered that the tracks lead into a narrow tunnel. But soon after the discovery, the uploader would still continue to follow the tracks. After a while, the distant sound of an engine can be heard getting closer, and after feeling the tracks for vibrations, it was clear there was an oncoming train.
Oh.
Fortunately, however, this specific train tunnel had safety areas for this exact situation, and luckily one of them was close by and was able to be utilized in time. A user under the name RockMoons90 would upload this disturbing video captured by their GoPro camera. The video itself takes place in Mexico and features the user walking on a popular trail in the area back home from taking pictures. Though, while walking back, the user would claim to have been passed by the same truck multiple times. However, eventually the truck would stop, and what followed next is nothing short of horrifying. gets out of the truck fully armed, demanding the hiker give up all their valuables. The man would end up getting a camera and a tripod, which he would throw in the back of his pickup. Though he failed to notice the GoPro due to the hiker wearing dark clothes, and therefore didn't steal it. Fortunately, the situation didn't escalate to anything further, and the video that resulted from the encounter would later be turned into local authorities.